Oh, our guest speaker today is one of the most powerful voices in the world of spirituality. Dr. Chris Michaels comes to us from Kansas City, Missouri, where he is the spiritual director of the Center for Spiritual Living. And he's not a stranger to this community. In addition to speaking here often, he has led insightful workshops for practitioners and for our congregation. In one of those workshops, I felt strengthened and uplifted by his teachings. Perhaps some of you remember his book, The Power of You, that was previously used as the book of the month here. His website is a great resource, and by visiting there, you can sign up for webinars and programs that he offers. Please join me in welcoming back to our stage Dr. Chris Michaels.
I love that Chris Michaels guy. Oh my God, he's fabulous. Good morning, CSL. So I am told that you are welcoming a new Spanish-speaking congregation to you, and that my words today, I'm not Dr. Edward Villayun, if you are here expecting that, my lesson today will be interpreted in Spanish, so good luck with that. God love you, Julie. Good luck. All right, so once upon a time, in a church far, far away, a Sunday school teacher asked this question of the children in his class. He said, if all the good people in the world were blue and all of the bad people were red, what color would you be? And one smart little boy in the back of the room named Edward raised his hand and he said, "Teacher, I'd be purple." And therein lies the truth of our being, my friends, and the challenge set before you today. You are part sinner and part saint, part God and part human. You are incredibly brilliant and sometimes dumb as a bag of hammers. You are capable of immense passion and compassion, and yet also insane cruelty. The ancient Egyptians portrayed we humans as less than gods, but more than beasts, somehow having the qualities of both. So we are these pure and perfect spiritual beings housed inside these stinking animal bodies. When the great anthropologist Ernest Becker was dying of cancer in his early 40s, he was completing his Pulitzer Prize-winning book, The Denial of Death. And in it, he perfectly captured this dual nature that we all possess by describing it in the most vulgar way. He said, man is a god who shits. Granted, not a word you're accustomed to hearing on a Sunday morning. But nonetheless, it does sort of describe accurately our dilemma. And maybe this is why so many people teeter-totter from one extreme to the other. You know, one day full of self-love and the next day full of self-loathing. We are so proud of ourselves, aren't we, when we're being kind? We aspire to be patient and compassionate all the time. We want to wake up every single morning of our lives with a smile on our face and run out into the street joyously, greeting our fellow humans with a namaste. The God in me recognizes and embraces the God in you. We really want to do that every day. But then we watch the politics of our nation and we wonder to ourselves, what the hell is going on out there? Are these people complete idiots or what? And so we fall short of our good nature. We act in unkind ways. We say horrible things about each other, and then we despise ourselves for it later. From self-love to self-loathing in a matter of minutes, from a god to a beast. But there is a new spirituality that merges the two of these with acceptance and love. One that admits our human errors not as unforgivable sins against God, but as part of the process of the unfolding and discovery of our own innate divine potential. The truth is, you're not good all of the time, and you're not bad all of the time. You're purple, just like our little boy Edward in Sunday school class. And at some point, my friends, you have to reconcile yourselves, accepting who you are and what you are, both good and bad, and let yourself just be. This is a more compassionate spirituality. A spirituality of imperfection, if you want to call it that recognizes the perfect being that you are, this perfect, beautiful angel balancing on the high wire of humanity, falling down and then getting back up again, failing and then trying again and again and again. And that's also true of our nation. Our founding fathers said they're striving to form a more perfect union, which implies that we are by our own human nature imperfect. We take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. We soar to the greatest of heights as humanity, and then we fall flat on our faces. Such is life in America. Such is your life and mine. Perfect beings in an imperfect world. It's quite easy to get trapped inside this blind and bland life we all live and start thinking, as I've been programmed to think by my society, as you have, that life is really all about working and paying bills and crossing things off our to-do list. And so I get up every day and I do the tasks before me and I make the right choices, whatever that means, and I keep myself so busy sometimes that I never have time to stop and really think about it and ask myself, is this what I really want to do with my life? Am I doing what I really want to do with my time here on earth? And then something happens to shock me back into reality. Like it did a few months ago when a friend of mine had a sporting accident, leaving him with a brain injury that he's never going to recover from. He turned 62 months earlier. He had this injury. He went to the hospital immediately, removed half of his skull in order to allow his brain to swell. Otherwise, he would die. So they took it off. Insurance paid for that, but they wouldn't pay to put it back on because they said that's elective cosmetic surgery. His entire life changed in an instant. Now he sits in a wheelchair every day, mumbling, unaware of who he is, where he is, what's happened to him. He can't control his body. He can't sit up on his own. He can't stand on his own. He can't go to the bathroom. He has to be fed. He sits in diapers. And the doctors say, it's probably not going to get any better. I visited him last month at a brain injury center in Atlanta, Georgia, where he's been for the last 6 months since the injury at a cost of $5,000 per day. And they say in time, he might be able to feed himself. He might be able to feed himself. And when something like that happens to somebody that you love, it makes you question. If there are no mistakes, if we live in an orderly universe sustained by a perfect intelligence, if everything in this world and in this universe is supposed to unfold for our highest good, then what the hell is this all about? How does something like this add value to anyone's life? And what is the story of his soul, of his own individual soul, that would lead him to that kind of experience? It makes you question. I wish I had the answers, but I don't. I don't have the answers. I don't know why babies are born with deformities. I don't know why some people die of cancer and other people seem to heal. I don't know why some people are naturally confident and others struggle their whole lives for 1 ounce of self-esteem. I don't know why. But I do know this. I believe in love and compassion. And I think every experience in this life, whether we call it wonderful or we call it tragic, gives you an opportunity to love in a deeper way and to express compassion. All of the things that we go through, the wonders and the horrors of this human life, are a call to grace. A place to practice love. And maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe that's all it's ever really been about for us. We're here just to practice love. And here's something else I know, my friends. Life is short. Life is short. It is too short for you to be working at a job you hate. It is too short for you to be wasting your time with somebody you don't really love. It is too short for you to be sleepwalking through this life, wondering what it's all about, never finding your purpose. So here's what I propose. Throw out the rule book. Say no to the people who tell you you can't live your dreams. Say no to the people who judge your success by how much money you make and what kind of bloody damn car you drive. And say no to the people who are trapped inside this box of convention and propriety. Set your own rules. Live the life you want to live and do something different that leaves this world better than you found it for the day you stepped on it. That's what we all want, isn't it? That's what we all want, and we share in common with everybody else on this planet. We want an experience of being fully alive. We want to know that we lived by our own terms and we set those terms, that we chose our own values and we left a positive impact on this world in some way, great or small, and it doesn't matter. And if that's what you want, because it's what I want, it's a call for you to live an unconventional life. And the very first step you're going to have to take if you want to live that life, to move away from the herd that keeps mooing, the very first thing you're going to have to do is redefine this word called success. So you're going to have to get very comfortable hearing other people say things like, you're going to do what? You're going to leave your corporate job. Aren't you funny? And you're going to go out on your own and start your own company. Well, you know, that doesn't sound very practical. It just doesn't seem very practical for you to do that right now in this economy. That's what people said to me. Everybody said it. All my friends said that to me when I was 32 years old and I left my high-paying job in the design industry to move to Kansas City to found CSL. They said, seriously, Chris? You're going to be a minister. Wow. Let us know how that works out for you. Yeah, really? Okay. I'll admit, hey, listen, when I first got to Kansas, people did look at me funny kind of while. For quite a while, you know, they couldn't seem to get over the whole sexual orientation thing. I don't know, they were obsessed with that. So in the beginning, they kept saying, well, are you gay or are you straight? What are you? And I thought, okay, well, I guess I should tell you the truth. I mean, I'm a minister. I should tell you the truth. Okay, the truth is I'm bisexual. If you buy me something, I get sexual. And I said that on a Sunday morning in Kansas. I guess you can see now why everyone said, you're going to be a minister, really? Because your personality doesn't really fit with piety. And I mean that in a loving Christian way. Let me tell you something. The greatest success I've had in my life comes from doing what everybody else said is impractical. Being practical is so overrated. Oh my God, it's so done. So last century, so 5 minutes ago. The universe is not practical. God is not practical. It's not practical to have billions of galaxies and trillions of stars. That's a lot of maintenance, you know? It's not practical to take this pure and perfect spiritual being and put him in this smelly animal little body and say, good luck with that. I have had the most joy and the most adventure and felt most alive doing things that everybody in America says are very impractical. American culture says, and you see it on TV all the time, that you are a success when you have lots of money, if you have a position of power and you have authority over everybody else. But what if we got it all wrong? What if success isn't about money at all? What if it's about adventure? What if it's about fun? What if it's about having the luxury to spend your time with the people you love the most on this planet? What if it is about taking a stand for something you believe in and standing there even if you have to stand there alone until other people join you? I have to tell you, personally, I really struggled with this. I'm going to be honest with you. I struggled with this, and you will too. If you make a decision to live this unconventionally, it is very hard to make your own rules, to go against what everybody else says is success. When I was working my tail off, when I was trying to build a church in Kansas, and there was no money, and there was maybe 25 people on Sunday, that was a big Sunday. And I was struggling personally to pay my own bills, and all my friends back in Atlanta were moving up with their careers and getting raises and buying big houses and earning big bucks. I looked at my life and I started to question myself, what the hell am I doing here in Kansas? Even Dorothy left. Why am I pursuing this dream? Why is it so hard for this vision to unfold? Self-doubt kicked in, and I started to think, maybe they were right, you know? Maybe I'm not going to be good at this. Have you ever done that? You get halfway into your dream, into your vision, and how you want to live your life, and you start questioning everything you've done. Has anybody ever done this? It was a huge challenge for me to stay the course to my dream, to have faith that what God had given me to do in this world was really mine to do, and not let somebody else define what my success was going to be. But I'm not alone in this challenge and this vision anymore. I'm not alone. Something's happening in our world today. A new value system is emerging or trying to emerge, especially for millennials. More and more people are wanting to live unconventional lives. They are tossing out the picture their parents had of success and creating their own. So this old paradigm of go to college, pay for it on credit, get a high-paying job even if you hate it, stay for the benefits, get a big-ass house with a big-ass mortgage, and buy lots of stuff and fill it up, even if it means going deeper and deeper in debt. That old American dream has turned into the American nightmare. trapping people in lives of debt and depression. So more and more people are rising up and having the courage to ask the questions, how do I really want to live? You know, what's most valuable to me? Is it owning stuff? Is it having a big house with lots of toys? And it's okay if it is, if that's what works for you. Or is it freedom? And what do I really, really want to do with my life? Do I want to work for somebody else, for some corporation, or do I want to be a change agent in the world, working to make lives better for the next generation and the next and the next? D.H. Lawrence said, turn the damn cell phone off. No, that's not what he said. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. I'm in trouble with that one. D.H. Lawrence said, life is something to be spent, not saved. So my question for you is, how are you spending your life? What are you doing with your time here on earth? What will people say about you when your life is over? You know, maybe it's time for you to make some new choices. New choices lead to new actions, which lead to a new life. And if you are here to make some new choices, let me share this with you. The best day to leave a job is the day you lost all of your interest and passion in doing it. That's the day you leave, not 20 years later. The best day to end a relationship is the day you wake up in the morning and you don't feel loved anymore, or you don't feel respected or honored. The best day to stop using drugs or alcohol is the day you start using them to comfort yourself or to numb your pain or to occupy your boredom. And I get it. These are not wimpy choices. These take courageous and brave souls to make these choices because they disrupt things. They upend your life if you decide to do that. But isn't that really what it needs? Doesn't your life need to be upended? If you're not happy, if you're sick of the status quo and you can't take it one more day, or if you're just bored to death in this third chapter of your life saying, what am I going to do with my life? It's time to act. It's time to make some big choices to upend your whole life. And maybe for you to do something completely impractical. And here's my promise if you decide to do that. If you can endure the criticism you're going to get, the people that say, dude, are you crazy for leaving that company? Are you nuts? You know they have a great benefits package. Lady, you're nuts to leave that man. Have you looked in the mirror? You know you're not getting any younger. You're not getting any younger. You can't leave him. If you can endure that criticism, when you get past them, in time when the dust settles, I promise you this, you're going to be a very happy woman. You're going to be a very, very happy man. And the day when you settled for so much less than you deserve will seem like a prison that you finally managed to escape. Life is short, my friends. Your time here is limited. Don't listen to what the world tells you to do. Don't listen to what I tell you to do. Listen to your soul. Listen to your heart. It will guide you. If this election has taught us anything, it's that we can no longer afford to be complacent. We have to hold true to our values and take a stand for what we believe in. And if you are prepared to take action, hear my call. If you are ready to take action, it's time for us to stand out from the crowd, for us to get up and live our lives, for us to speak our truth and let the whole world know that you were here and that you stood for something for God's sakes. And so ends the lesson. Thank you.